Okay, now I'm going to explain to you how to solve absolute value equations by graphing. Okay, so first let's go back and talk real quickly. Remember we said like what absolute value does. Absolute value makes everything positive. So if you do absolute value of x, you're always going to get two values. Okay, or there are two values that work. So again, for instance, absolute value of 3 is 3. Absolute value of negative 3 is also 3. Now, because of that, because either number will give you a value of 3, when you graph absolute value of x is going to make a V graph. And the reason it does is because, again, you have multiple values on either side, 3 or negative 3, that will give you a value of 3. So we're going to look at just absolute value of x, and then we're going to look at how to graph something different, okay? And then we're going to look at how to solve. So again, let's just talk about the parent function, absolute value of x. So y equals absolute value x. Okay, there is a basic form for absolute value functions, and it looks like this. Okay, where a is kind of like your slope, and h and k are your vertex. Now, there's going to be this thing that we talk about, and I'll try to demonstrate in class for you, but you hold your hands up beside your head, and you turn your head left and right, and you say, when it's with the x, it's not what you think. Okay, so again, I'll explain that here in a minute. And then you hold your hands up outside of your head, and you go up and down, shake your head up and down, and when it's not with the x, it is what you think, okay? What that means is, whatever value's in here with x, you're always going to do the opposite, okay? And whatever's outside the x, you always are going to do that thing. Now, outside the x is up and down. That's y value movement, rising up and down. With the x is left and right movement, but it's opposite of what you think. Okay, so let's start with the parent function. So in this case, there's nothing with the x on the inside, nothing with the outside the absolute value bars. That means our vertex is at the point 0, 0, or the origin. I'm multiplying by 1 here. Now again, there's no 1 written there, but that's what's out front is 1. Therefore, my slope's 1. Now again, because there are two values on the right and the left, that means I go up 1 over 1 to the right, but then I go up 1 over 1 to the left. Then I do it again, go up and then go up and then to the left, and then here's my V. Now, as we continue on with this, we're going to learn about changes, okay? So we're going to learn, how does moving it, we're going to look at a problem where we shift. So when it's with the x, it's not with what you think. When it's not with the x, it is what you think, up and down. And then the a. So the a is kind of like your slope, or we'll change that terminology to vertical change over horizontal change. But depending on what you multiply by will cause a change in your graph. It'll either make it skinnier or wider. So let's look at another example, but this time let's change it up a little bit. So let's graph. So let's graph a different function, and then we're going to look at solving, okay? So let's say our function is this, y equals 2 absolute value x, let's say plus 3, and then on the outside we have minus 2. Okay, so first we have to locate our vertex. So our vertex here, again, when it's with the x, it's not what you think. So you would think if this is plus 3 on the x, you would move to the right 3, but it's actually the opposite. You're going to move to the left 3. Then, when it's not with the x, it is what you think. So this is up and down, so that means you're going to go down 2. So left 3, down 2. So that's going to be my vertex point. So left 3, down 2, there's my vertex. Now this is my slope. So typically my slope's up 1 over 1, but now I'm going to go up 2 over 1. But again, you got to make a V. Up 2, left 1. Up 2, right 1. Up 2, left 1. And here's my V. So all of this is referred to as transformational changes, and we're going to talk a lot more about this as we continue moving forward. But what we're going to do now is we're going to show how to use graphing to actually solve an equation. So let's look at an absolute value equation and see how we solve. So let's change this one up. Let's say negative 2 absolute value x minus 2 plus 1, and all of that equal to, let's say, negative 3. So first we're going to graph. So to graph, do my vertex. When it's with the x, it's not what you think. So this means I'm going to move right 2, and this means I'm going to move up 1. So here's my vertex, right 2, up 1. Then my slope, okay, or vertical change over horizontal change. So I'm going to go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. And then you want to draw your V. Now this is just a horizontal line. In other words, we're wanting it equal to negative 3. So I'm going to go to where negative 3 is, and I'm going to draw a horizontal line. So my solutions are where these two intersect, which is here and here. Now again, because our equation up here just involves x, just like we did algebraically, I just need my x value. So x equals 0, because that's at 0. And then here, my x is 4. And then just like we did algebraically, this would be an OR. X equals 0 or x equals 4. So you're just graphing them and then finding where they intersect. Now, what you can do is always go back and plug in and make sure. So I'm going to take 0. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Absolute value of negative 2 is 2. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. Do 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. So both those work. Now, how would you do this using the calculator? Because the calculator is going to be the most effective way to do this, but you needed to see how to graph them. Again, we're going to come back to that later. So when this is our equation, you're going to take one side of the equal sign. You're going to type this in for y1. So you'll go to y equals, and you'll go negative 2, and then absolute value. Remember to access that. You do the second button, the 0 button, and it's the very first one on there, absolute value, and you type in your absolute value. And then you're going to type this one in for y2 on your calculator. Then you're going to go to look at your graph, because this graph here is from negative 10 to 10. Sorry. And the same thing here, negative 10 to 10. That's a standard. So what you can do is you can go to zoom on your calculator, zoom, and pick number 6, standard. And then it'll graph it for you. Then you go to second, trace, number 5, which is intersect, and then we press enter 3 times. Now we've done this before. Now what's going to happen is it's going to give you this solution right here, because that's going to be the one it's closest to. So what you do to get this other solution, you're going to do the same process right here, but this time you're only going to press enter 2 times. And then it's going to say on your screen, it's going to say guess. And then what you've got to do is you have got to move that cursor over closer to this point. Then you'll press enter again. And then this time it'll give you this solution. Now, it's always going to give it to you as a point, and the y value is always going to be -3 because that's what we've got it equal to. But again, all we're looking for are the x's. And we'll practice doing the calculator in class. But again, this is something you need to know how to graph it by hand, but also how to solve using the calculator by doing graphing. So if you get lost, go back, replay this particular portion that talks to you step by step of how to do it on the calculator.